Hi, my name is Tammy and I want to welcome you to our Results Realty family. We're happy to have you here. We wanted to go over the residential lease agreement, just some of the items that are most questioned. If you have any additional questions when reading through your lease agreement, please write them down and feel free to ask us when you're finished reviewing the video. Make sure you read through the whole entire lease agreement in its entirety. It is your responsibility before signing it. Again, we want to welcome you, and Alana will be going over the residential lease agreement with you.
Hello, I'm Alana, and I'm here to go over some of the main points of your residential lease agreement with you. The first main point is your rent. Your rent is due on the 1st and it is delinquent after the 3rd of each month. You may pay in advance. However, if you pay after the 3rd, you are considered late. On the 4th, your late fee will be $75 and thereafter $25 per day. If you are making a payment to our office, you may come into our office or mail a payment directly to our physical address at 805 South Rainbow Boulevard, or you may mail it into our P.O. address, which is P.O. Box number 36402 in Las Vegas, Nevada 89133. Your security deposit that you have already remitted is in a trust account for the property. You cannot apply your rent to or in lieu of your security deposit. The security deposit will remain in this account for the duration of the term of your lease. Once your lease is up, we will perform a final assessment and return the security deposit to you minus any damages that may have occurred to the property. Eviction costs, if for some reason we need to begin eviction proceedings for you, there may be up to a $200 administrative fee for eviction proceedings. If you are posted an official 5-day notice for eviction, there will be a $50 posting charge to your account that will be due as additional rent. Any dishonored check fees, late fees, posting fees, or other fees and fines will be added as additional rent to your account, which means that they are not due exactly when they occur. They are due with the following month's rent payment. If they are not received with the following month's rent payment, your rent payment unfortunately will not be accepted. It will be returned to you until the full amount is remitted. Keys and cards. Please take note of the amounts of keys and cards that have been given to you. They should be listed at the bottom of the page 2 of your lease. The keys and cards that you have must be returned to us upon termination of your lease. If for some reason you rekey or replace any locks, you are responsible for the cost of the rekeying or replacement of the locks. You have to notify our office and you have to remit a key or card to us for whatever was replaced so that we have an access key at all times. Pets. If you are authorized to have a pet in the home, which means you have paid a $300 pet deposit and you have also filled out a pet authorization form that has been approved by the owner, then you do not need to worry about the pet portion on your lease agreement. If you have not filled that out and not gone through those channels, then you want to keep in mind that if you have a pet that is unauthorized in the home, there is a $500 fine, which includes the $300 non-refundable pet deposit that should be due upon your move in. Alterations. You are allowed to make small alterations to the premises. However, we would like for you to let us know if you are making some smaller alterations. If you are doing things such as hanging pictures or mirrors on the walls, please feel free to do so without notifying us. However, if you plan on painting, please provide us with a swatch of the paint color of your choosing so that we may inform you ahead of time if this paint color will need to be turned back into the original color upon your vacancy. Default. Failure to pay your rent or perform any obligation in your lease agreement or HOA rules and regulation, which you should have received here with your lease, will result in you being in default. If you are in fact in default, you will receive a letter and a phone call from our office stating what the default is and how to rectify it. Please make every attempt necessary to rectify the default in the most efficient amount of time possible. Notice of intent to vacate. When you do decide to move out, you will have to give us 30 days notice that you plan on doing so, even if it is at the end of your lease. If we do not receive 30 days notice and you do not sign a new lease with us, you are considered going on a month-to-month lease. If you do this, you will have a 10% increase in your monthly rental amount. When you do in fact terminate your lease, you will have to surrender all the keys to the property and vacate the premises by your termination date. You will also have to coordinate the transfer of the utilities back into the owner's name within 7 business days after the end of your lease. If for some reason you have an emergency there at your home, please feel free to call our office at 702-685-9999. If you have a situation that it requires a service but is not an emergency, please call our office during regular business hours or email the service department at service@rrvegas.com. Your responsibility for maintenance is to provide ample maintenance for the home and to keep the home in as good or better condition than it was when you moved in. This means that you are responsible for all minor repair items, which is something that costs less than $50 to repair or replace and does not need a professional technician to repair it. If there is something where you are not sure if it is your responsibility or the owner's, please feel free to contact us and inquire. The owner will be responsible for taking care of all appliances, heating, air, plumbing, electrical, and any irrigation plumbing problems that occur at the home. Anything outside of that is typically your responsibility. Access. You are agreeing when signing this lease to provide us the right to access the premises for reasonable items at reasonable times. This means if there is emergency service request or emergency service that needs to be provided, you have given us permission to access the property with our access key. If for some reason there is a non-emergency item that needs to be addressed and we cannot reach you, we will post a 24-hour notice stating that we will come back within 24 hours to access the property. All changes to your lease must be made in writing and initialed by either you and or someone here at our office. Additional terms and conditions. Anytime there is a second violation to your lease agreement or HOA rules and regulations, there may be a $35 fee assessed. This fee is to provide a service where we verify or deny the item in question. Results Realty is authorized to sign on behalf of the owner for the property, and you are also authorizing us to conduct our regular site visits, which we do quarterly 4 times a year, in order to change your air filters and check all of your systems to make sure that they are working properly. Smoking is not permitted in any of our residences. That will be the conclusion of the lease portion of this taping. We're not going to go over the lease addendums that are attached to your lease briefly. The first of which is your foreclosure addendum to your residential lease agreement. This addendum is our way to protect our tenants in case of foreclosure. Results Realty does verify the titles on the homes before we take them on as management properties. However, if you ever receive a notice of default or foreclosure from an HOA or from a bank, please call us and notify us right away so that we can verify or deny this default. If in fact the property is in default, you are still required to adhere to the terms of your lease. However, when your lease is up, or if the default becomes to the point where you can no longer reside at the residence, we will return your full security deposit with you immediately so that you may use it for another home, and we will also assist you in finding another residential rental. The lease addendum for drug-free housing goes over what the state of Nevada's policy for drug-free housing is. Please keep in mind that Results Realty is a drug-free company and all of our houses are drug-free environments. If you, anyone in your household, any invited guest, or any person under your control is found in possession of illegal substances, this may be grounds for us to terminate your lease agreement and ask you to vacate the premises. Your smoke detector agreement states that in order to keep liability out of your hands in case of a fire, you must keep all your smoke detectors operational. This means if they chirp a tweet, please replace the batteries. And if you have smoke detectors that are hardwired in, please notify us if there is a problem with the wiring to the smoke detectors. This will help you in case of a fire so that you can avoid any liability that comes with not having operational smoke detectors, and to help keep your family and your home safe. Please feel free to write down any questions that you have regarding this instructional video or anything else in the lease. Please make sure, as we stated before, that you read the lease in its entirety and then you ask questions about anything you have questions about. Please note that you will have to initial the bottom of each page of the lease agreement, and you will also have to sign the back page of the lease agreement and also the addendums that are attached. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching and have a great day.